If you are getting started or returning to tank, armor, or vehicle models, a good set of basic tools is needed for good results. The first tool I recommend is a self-repairing cutting mat. This protects your work surface when cutting parts from sprues or other materials. You can also cut masks, straps, or belts out of masking tape on this mat. Next, a good set of hobby knives is a necessity. I like the old-school wood-cased X-Acto set. Sprue clippers are also a mandatory tool. Using the smooth side of the clippers, they cut the part clean from the sprue without bending or leaving a stub. Needle files are needed to clean up molding and extra flash from parts, especially the figures. Many of the Tamiya kit molds, for instance, have been used for decades, and the parts need a lot of cleanup for a good model, especially around the faces. The thin-edged files are especially useful cleaning up the flash in the figure corners and around the ears. Soft sanding sticks come in multiple grits and are especially good in removing and cleaning flash and smoothing the surfaces with fewer scratches than the files. Model tweezers are needed to hold parts while painting or positioning them into place on the model. Cross-lock tweezers work backwards from regular tweezers in that they release when squeezed. They hold the part when you let go of the tweezers and are good to hold pieces that might be drying so you can move on to other parts of the build. Most builders use liquid cement, but the standard brush is usually too large for tiny pieces. Micro applicators should be used to remove a tiny bit of cement from the bottle and applied to tiny pieces. This way you don't get glue all over when attaching tiny pieces. While not made for models, soft grip duckbill clamps are essential for building. These have a gentle grip and can be used to hold parts in place so you don't get glue all over the model or fingers. They can be bent into whatever shape is needed. They are very cheap and useful. Another tool not intended for model building are push-pop fidget toys. These silicone bubble toys are perfect for dispensing, mixing, and palletizing paints. When the paint dries, the dried paint pops right out for easy cleaning too. A selection of medium size and firmness brushes are needed for general painting. These can range from the cheap plastic tester brushes to better quality brushes for large paint areas. Higher quality fine-tipped brushes are needed for figure painting such as eyes or washes, fine details, pin washes, fine weathering, and fine lines. Short, flat, soft, and wide brushes are needed for dry brushing, weathering, and applying dust or pigments. Paints are expensive, so small stainless steel agitators are a great idea to keep the paints mixed. Regular mixing of the paints assures the intended color and coverage of the paint and prevents your paints from separating and getting ruined. A pin vise and tiny drill bits are often needed to drill holes in models. For instance, this Jeep's directions required a hole to be manually drilled in the hood for a spotlight. It also needed holes drilled for the fender brace. We will also need to drill holes in our figure feet to secure them on a painting tool that we will use in one of our upcoming videos. With these tools in hand, you will be able to get started on almost any armor or fighting vehicle kit. I recommend getting them in hand and ordered off Amazon prior to starting your kit. Please like and subscribe so you see our upcoming model build videos.